Hi, this is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle. I want to preview for you what's going to be a very special project for me. A fellow I know has a collection of the early bait casters, and we featured some of them on some of the videos before, like this Shakespeare Wonder Reel from the 1940s. And we were talking the other day, and a friend of mine said he had a whole bunch of reels that some were owned by his grandparents and some were owned by his uncles and things like that, and somehow he became the owner of all of these. And he's asked me to put these reels in working condition, or at least identify those that can be put in working condition and do that, and get them restored. And the ones that I can't, well, you know, nice try anyway, right? So let's just kind of take a look at this collection and what we've got. So we've got a Fluger knobby. It's missing a handle. Maybe that's, or it's missing a knob. How's that? Maybe that's ironic, right? That we have a Fluger knobby without a knob. There you go. Okay, not spelled the same, of course. This one's working, other than a handle chip. This one looks interesting. This is the Fluger Summit. Looks like we have a Fluger friend. This one's working. It's got the typical old reel, haven't been oiled in forever sound. But other than that, it's complete and working. Just needs to be tuned up. Here's a Bronson lashless. Bronson was out of Michigan. Okay, it's been a long time since this reel turned, but it is turning. That's a good thing. We'll probably be able to work with that one. Here's a Fluger skill cast. All right, there's the click. Ah, we're getting a theme here. The squeaky gear needs the oil, right? Here's a Fluger. Here's another knobby. Missing a knob. Maybe that's a theme. I don't know what we got going here. Okay, a knobby. And then another Bronson lashless. So this one's got a little bit of skip. I'm kind of looking at the spool seems to be wobbling a little bit. I don't know if we can adjust that, or if there's just grease in there, or there's, well, it seems to be freeing up. Love that I haven't had oil wine, but so we got 6 right here that are going to work okay. Let's see if we can find some replacement handles there. And then his second box that he gave me. Got another bunch of them in here. He did tell me that some of these don't work, and maybe he separated them out for me. I don't know. Here's a Shakespeare Deuce model GA. I believe that's 1940. Whoa, this one works nicely. There you go. A little bit of grease and oil, and that 80-year-old reel is just going to go right back out there fishing again. Or I don't know if he's planning on putting these on a shelf or what he's doing. Here's a J.C. Higgins. J.C. Higgins was probably a Ocean City manufacturer for Sears. Turning very slowly, but turning nonetheless. I think we'll do this one as a video. Here's a Union Hardware. So these are always the fun ones, the hardware ones. Sometimes I call these dime store reels or hardware reels or whatever. This one's Union Hardware. Obviously the hardware stores weren't making these. Somebody was making them for them. They're called trade reels, in that they contain a store name on it. I just had one the other day somebody had asked me about. This one is an Ocean City one, but they had an Ocean City one like this that had Deviga on there. And they said, I'm not familiar with the reel manufacturer Deviga. Well, it was an Ocean City reel that was made for Deviga, which was a sporting goods chain in the Northeast. Okay, here's a Bal, I don't even know what this is a Kalamazoo tackle company. Look at this. So I don't imagine that this is a high-speed reel, but boy, isn't that the same design as the high-speed reels were at the time. It may be a high-speed because that's the gear section there. And as you know, the modern-day bait casters are high-speed, and they use that extension there to house the gear to give you the speed. This one's missing a pawl. The worm gear is turning. I'm not sure we'll be able to find a pawl. Maybe we'll get lucky with one of his broken reels in here. If he's got one, maybe the pawl will be interchangeable. I don't know. We'll have to see on that. This is the first time I've seen that reel. I'm not quite sure what this is. This is hard to see. Tickling. This one, this is a made in Japan reel, so it's probably the late 60s, early 70s. That's working. Oh, there's two of them in here. That's interesting enough, right? Okay, moving on. We've got a Portage, and I'm not familiar with Portage as a brand. This one's called the Pastime. It's made in the USA, but I don't see where. It's a nice example of an old German silver reel. Unfortunately, this one's missing the line guide, but the worm gear is turning. So this I'm going to ask, of course, what he wants me to do with the ones that are missing parts. Does he want me to go try and see if I can find some parts somewhere, or does he want me to just put them aside and he can kind of put them up on his shelf, or does he want me to tune them up as best I can and have him continue to search for the parts at some later date? So we'll get an answer for you on that. Stay tuned. Okay, we have a Royal, and I'm not familiar with Royal, but by the time I do a clip on these, I'll go look it up, see what it is. And I know I've talked from time to time. There's an old reel collector association out there. It's abbreviated. It's called ORCA, O-R-C-A. I paid my $40 to become a member of that. It's well worth it. If you're into old reels like this, by all means, go ahead and spend the $40 for the annual dues. It gives you access to a catalog of a lot of fishing reel information, as well as schematics, and a kind of a library there of articles. And it's kind of fun if you're into the history of reels. Somebody asked me, how do I know so much? I don't know much. I just know where to look for it, right? But this is an interesting one. This is a Royal, and we'll try and find out some more information for you. And I'm going to go ahead and look on that ORCA site for that. Okay, we've got a Shakespeare True Blue, 1956. That's what the model in 1956. Don't take that as the dating. When you see the Shakespeare reels, don't take the 1956 as a dating. Take the model number, and I think we've done this one before. We've told you that there's a secret decoder out there, and I happen to keep it by my side because I'm not quite sure what it is. But this one is model FE. So if you look at F first, that's the 5, and then you find the E, that's 6. So this one happens to be, well, just as I said, pay no attention to the thing, 1956 happens to be 1956. So I guess in this case, just proved that I don't know that much, right? Just know where to look. Okay, so that's a Model FE. This one is stuck. It's got the case partially open. What may have happened here is whoever my buddy's lineage was that had this reel probably took it apart and said, I give up, and just put it in the box. That should be repairable. Okay, we've got another Fluger. This is the Skill Cast. It's in rough shape from a chroming or a German silver standpoint, but it's working, and that's a good thing to be in. And I don't know if I've done a Skill Cast. I've done a couple of them. I've done the Rocket and that. If I haven't done the Skill Cast, I'll probably try and do a video on that. And then last up is a South Bend. I'm going to do a history of the South Bend Tackle Company. There's a South Bend out there today, bears no relation to the original company other than somebody bought their brand name and moved the brand to Illinois and now puts out ready to fish stuff. But South Bend has a very rich history. It began as a lure manufacturer. That was the South Bend Tackle Company, and they added fishing reels to it. I'm not sure when the cast Orino was, but Orino was the name of their lures. So I'll find out a little bit more before I do that. So there you go. He gave me, what was it? I didn't quite do a count there. There was 6, and now there's 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17 reels in total there. These don't go to the top of the file, so I would tell you I'm going to get to these when I can. That's the deal that I had with him. And so what I want to ask all of you to do is please subscribe to my channel. I just passed 11,000 subscriptions. Thank you to all who have done that. If you haven't subscribed, I ask you to do that. It keeps my channel vibrant. And also it gives you the opportunity to see reels like this as I take them apart and service them. And again, this one's going to kind of be as I have time available, so they may crop up next week, or they may crop up 2 or 3 months from now. So a subscription, and activate the notifications button, and that'll give you a notification when those things are posted, right? If you have any questions on these reels or any reels, or any question in particular about fishing, then contact me in the comment section. I do try to respond to all of those comments. And if you have a reel that needs to be serviced, well, I do that too. And if you contact me by email on the business card that follows, I'll be happy to provide you with the service or repair information. So again, thank you to all who have helped to make my channel successful. Thank you to all first responders and essential personnel and folks that are on the front lines trying to help us with this pandemic. I do appreciate all of the efforts that you're putting in to keep us safe. So with that, I'm going to wish you a great day. This is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle. Please stay safe.